What's going on, guys? I want to do this video. I know it's been a while. I've been saying that I was going to show how I layer my sounds when I go on to service. So without further ado, let's get started. This is how I do it. And I'm sorry if my angle is bad. The camera stuff, I have a tripod here that it's very hard for me to um, get this to sit together. I have to go get a new, tripod and more equipment. So please bear with me. I apologize, but I am trying to do my best to show this and demonstrate this. So when we start on the menu, I go to category search, and I like to start out with the Power Grand. Last time I did the Nord piano. I'm not sure if some of you saw my video, but this time I want to go with the Power Grand. So I'm going to show you two piano styles that I like to layer. So for worship, this is the first one, Power Grand. So I start off with the Power Grand, right? And then number two, I like to put the MKS. So there's the MKS. Then I go with the strings. I go with the strings here, and then for strings, I like to use ends mix. All right, and then I like to put a pad. So here comes the pad. All right, there's the pad, and then bells. I like to put a J pop. Okay, so there, I got my sounds already layered. So what do I do from here? I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna start off with the Power Grand, the first piano. So we're gonna go to Edit, and then you see the velocity offset. I'm gonna turn this up to 67, and velocity depth. Then damper resonance, I'm gonna turn that off. I'm gonna turn off the reverb. I don't like reverb. That's just me. And then we're gonna go to EQ right here. And you see this right here? We're gonna turn this up to 3. So +3. And then we're gonna set the release to 5, -5. All right. So we're done with piano 1, editing it. And then the reverb return in general, I just turn it off. All right. Now we're going to go to the second sound. We're going to turn off reverb. And here, I'm not going to do anything. Neither am I going to do anything here. So the velocity offset, I'm going to leave it how it is. Sometimes I like to turn it up, but I'm going to leave it just how it is. Ends mixed strings, I'm going to turn off the reverb. I'm going to turn up the velocity low gain and velocity, the low gain EQ and the high gain EQ to +3 on the strings. And I forgot, sorry, on the MKS, the release also goes -5, just like the Power Grand. All right, now back to the pad. I'm sorry if I lost myself there. The pad, we're gonna go to where it says here the delay tempo cross delay. We're gonna turn that off, and we're gonna turn this down to 0. And then we're going to go to the EQ. Same thing. Set that up to +3. +3. All right. Now we're going to go to the J-pop. J-pop, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the stereo delay tempo thing, and then the reverb 0. And then, and the bells, I like to really keep them underneath. So then the pad, I like to leave it at 70. Strings, 40. And then the EP, the MKS at 65. And then what I like to do is go on the main menu here, and you see the low gain, mid frequency, and the mid gain and the high gain. This is all the gain for your main sound. So what I like to do is turn this up to +8, turn the mid gain to to +4, and then turn the high gain all the way up to +9. Altogether, this is how it sounds. Then you could just adjust the volume for whatever you like. Bring down the strings for those low moments. And you can just play, you know, for like when the pastor or whoever's talking. Bring the bells down. And then sometimes I like to give it a little bit of MKS and then bring the power grand off. All right, so that's the power grand with the MKS pretty much for worship. Guys, just an idea. This is what I do pretty much at my church or wherever, you know, I play worship and stuff. There's a lot of ways that you can do it. You know, you don't have to stick to this way. This is just my example. If you want to take it, go ahead and take it. If you don't want to, don't take this idea. You can do it, however you want. There's not a right or wrong. It's, whatever you get creative with. This is, what helps me, and I'm willing to share it with, whoever wants this, to help them. I'm going to show you another one using the Kurzweil PC88 classic piano. And when I play this piano, you're going to remember this piano was on a lot of gospel records back in the early 2000s. So let's get started with this one. I'm going to go to the PC88 piano I have loaded here. So, this is the piano. It has two parts. Remember, the Montage and the MODX, they have parts for each sound. So it's not like the motif that was just one. So this one occupies two parts. So we got the piano loaded in. I'm actually going to play the piano right now a little bit so you can hear how it sounds. Just normally, like, normal how it sounds without any edit and nothing. So that's the piano, how it sounds without any edits. So let's get started with this one. So as always, same thing I'm always going to use the MKS EP2 with any piano. I love how it blends, nicely with the piano. For this, I like to bring down the cutoff on the MKS to at least minus 40. I'm going to actually leave it at minus 35. Let's just leave it there, minus 35. Bring down the volume on it to at least 80. Right, there we go, 80. Yeah, it stayed on 79. So I'll just leave it on 79 for now. And then for strings, this to me is like more of an old school sound. So on the MODX, if you scroll all the way down, I like to use this string. It's called, I think is it this one? Let me see if it's this one. Okay, yep, it's that one. So it's called Strings Section 2, right? You'll find this at the bottom of the string section on the MODX Plus in the Montage, and that I think the Montage M. I think it's laid out different on the new Montage, but I'm pretty sure it's in there. So yeah, that's the string that I use. And then pad. I like to use the analog pad. I like to have the pad as like a bed for my sound. When I'm playing live. Same thing as, I'm going a little fast on this one because you guys already saw me do this on the first one. So it's pretty much the same thing on with the edit. Turn up the gain to +3. Turn off the delay on the pad. And I'm going to show you this one more thing. On the pad, on the analog pad, sometimes I also like to bring down the cutoff to -10 so that it won't be as bright, and it's just going to sound like, nice and smooth, and it's just going to be just underneath there as a bed. So the strings, I bring them down. Now the pianos, I like to turn off the reverb. Same thing. Reverb, turn it off. And then for the piano, I like to also give it never mind, let me see here. The velocity offset on the PC88 piano, I only like to turn it up to 65. So turn it up to 65. And then this, I don't like to mess around really with the gain and the high gain and stuff with the EQs on the main part of the page, because I notice it starts making like a distortion sound and starts like making this like weird sound, you know, like crunchy. So I just leave it as is. So altogether, this is how it should sound. Bring a little bit of pad in. Yep, so that's the Kurzweil PC88 piano worship patch that I use with the MKS layered. So yeah, guys, I hope this helps. I'll be making more videos soon. Please let me know what you want to see more, and I'll try to make a video on that if I can. But I hope that this helps out for now. Again, there's many different ways that people layer this, you know, during their church sessions and stuff. There's many ways you can do it. You don't have to stick to this way, but this is just the way I have learned how to do it, and I hope this helps anyone and if they're interested in doing the same thing. So yeah, God bless, and I hope this serves and helps anyone. All right, God bless.